Alright, folks, I'm back. I'm back again, here to make another art video. I'm the best at making art. I am the best. My old friend Pablo Picasso, he came up to me and he said, "Hey, Luna, you are the best at making art." And I said, "Thank you, Pablo. Thank you. I know, I'm the best." And that's when Leonardo da Vinci showed up and he said, "Oh my gosh, is that you? Is that Luna, Lucky Luna, the best artist on the internet?" And I said, "Yes, yes, it's me. I am the best." Anyway, I don't know where that came from. I honestly don't know. Don't know what that could have been. I'm also the funniest streamer on Twitch right now. I'm the funniest. Yeah. You see the way Trump got booed at the fucking Libertarian convention? Absolutely demolished by a bunch of people just saying the word boo. Just saying that, just booing. Is boo a word? Is boo a word? I don't know if it's a word. It might be a slang term for what could be considered a word. I wouldn't consider boo a word, right? But yay is a word. You can say yay, and that's a word. So I guess boo is a word. Because it's a, you say it to I'm not a linguistic. Maybe we should go watch that linguistics guy on Twitch. Not Twitch, TikTok. We should go watch the linguistics major on TikTok. I think he's actually a teacher. I watch his videos all the time. They're so insightful. I love language. I love language. I love learning how to speak. I love learning my A, B's, and C's. Hold on, I gotta put some dishes away. I'll be right back. but we don't get to say what they trade away. And we dream of a brand new start, but we dream in the dark for the most part. Dark as a room where it happens. I got to be in the room. I got to be. I got to be. I gotta be. I gotta be in the room. The room where it happens. Let's pull up the fucking thing. Let's pull up the fucking picture. This fucking piece of shit. This fucking piece of shit. Oh boy, where's the picture? Oh, there it is. Wonderful. What does this do? What the fuck? No, damn it. Okay. I got to be in the room, that bigger room. And it's brand new start. We're dreaming in the dark for the most part. When it happens, I got to be in the room. I got to be. Got to be. I gotta be in the room. The room where Alright. Who should we? Who's on the chopping block today? Yeah. Who could it be? Okay. Alright. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we're gonna watch a video. Oh, we actually have like 8-ish videos that we can watch.
I got really tired.
This one's interesting. This one I was not expecting to watch today, I'm gonna be honest with you. But Anthony Padilla has consistently been putting out these... how do you even say, like, Q&As, but with, like, groups of people, like... I think the first one he did was with streamers, like I think Hassan was on it. Hassan, I think Pokimane was on it. And then a third streamer that I can't remember, and then there was one for like, I don't even remember. Let me see. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. It's the ones with the little boxes in it. Those are the ones. So the first one was legendary Ludwig Hassan and Valkyrie. Sorry, Ray. I'm a huge fan of Ray, honestly. So it was streamers, then it was commentary channels. Jarvis Johnson, Chad. And now it is and now, this one just piqued my interest because I was not expecting to see ASM artist Joyce B, who I do know. I don't watch her videos, but I do know her. And then GB and ASMR Ryan. I've kind of been on I usually watch maybe one or two ASMR artists to go to sleep because I do experience ASMR. So the ones I've been watching are GB ASMR, and ASMR Ryan. Sorry, my friend. I'm having a fucking debate with my friend apparently. Okay. Jeez. This fool never stops. It's endless. Give it up. Now you're arguing for fucking. Alright, let's watch the video. Let me see here. Let me pull it up for you. Alright.
I got.
Oh my goodness. Okay, alright. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. There's other videos that are in the recommended, so. We're gonna watch this one at an irregularity on this channel, but we are gonna watch it at 1.5 speed.
Really tired of that question.
Get so much stress and anxiety about it. We have anxiety. We're struggling to fall asleep.
Those bother. I'm like, oh, sometimes it sounds the worst part.
And then I realize I don't want to do this.
Fellas, is it gay to listen to ASMR? Like,
Is it gay to listen to ASMR?
What is ASMR?
ASMR is both a physical feeling and a genre. Most people are familiar with the genre. You see it in the form of YouTube videos. That's kind of where it first started online. Now it kind of has really expanded into, you might see it as like satisfying videos or the short form content even too. But ASMR itself stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. And it is a physical reaction that a lot of people have self-reported. It can be any of your senses, but the most common ones might be sounds that you hear, feelings like a soft touch, or even visuals tend to be pretty common as well.
Report having
the warm singing down your back is a really easy
ASMR.
one.
Mom singing to you to sleep or something.
Yeah, or like if you're sharing a secret with a friend and anything like that, just like soft whisper, relaxing, like if you're playing with a puppy or something.
Yeah.
And getting that tingly, relaxing sensation where you feel safe and calm.
So here's our first assumption. It comes from Cool Brother. They say it's hard to explain to their grandma what they do for work.
Yeah, my grandma doesn't really know what the internet is.
There's an older person that you're telling, I'm a YouTuber. They're like, but what do you do for work? Like, how do you make money?
Oh,
It's
that's
like,
true.
But what's your job? But what's
yeah.
your
So on
what
top
is
of
your
that
actual
obstacle,
job?
have to say like, and it's whispering and ASMR and like explain that category. I think it's just like. So.
You get like the, oh, that's cute, or like, oh my god, that's cool.
cute.
It's basically people who know YouTube and don't know YouTube.
I feel like my abuelita, when she was alive, she seemed relatively supportive, but didn't really need to know the details, so.
Yeah, they always like wore my merch and stuff. So like, and my grandparents spoke Spanish primarily, so like all my videos are in English. So that was another barrier for them. But I'd always get like pictures from my uncles that would visit them, and they'd have it on the TV. They'd watch it on their phone or something like that, and it's just a picture of them holding the phone like, we're supporting you, and I'm like, you can't even understand a word I'm saying in this video, and you're still
watching it.
It
invested.
doesn't matter.
So I think as long as the support's there, explaining it, not really.
Not only does he only speak English in his videos, but he does like role play. I'm in Fortnite. I'm in Fortnite getting kills. I'm in Call of Duty getting kills. Like stuff that a grandparent would never understand. You know, like what is a Fortnite? You know, like it's so funny.
That bad of a thing. Like,
Yeah.
Someone assumed that y'all have a sensitivity to loud sounds.
But that's true.
Yeah.
But I'm also loud, so I don't know. It's other people's loudness that gets to me. I think it's like a person-to-person thing, though, because that's me personally, but I think there's probably other, ASMR artists who love going to nightclubs or something.
Yeah, I love good nightclub, but like.
Not me.
I love standing right next to the speaker.
No, I definitely don't love like loud sounds. Everyone hates bad sounds.
Yeah, it's not like a thing that just ASMR is
Except for-
experience. It's like that's kind of a universal thing.
That's a universal
Do
thing.
you like it when a tow truck is backing up into your room? Like, I don't think anybody would like that. But I've always been a really loud person, so like I don't know.
People being loud doesn't bother me.
It's so weird listening to these
Sometimes I'll get a
people
little
like
overstimulated, but half the time I'm like,
talk
do a
with,
cartwheel
like,
and it'll be fine.
normal-
Like, so I'll just do some random thing and
a
it'll
normal volume.
I don't know, just do something weird, and then that kind of calms me down in that moment. I'm like, no, I'm the weirdest one here. So you guys can't be weirder than me. Like, it's just this dumb thing that I'll do in my head to like make myself feel comfortable in those situations.
Someone else assumed that y'all are
He's such a
physically
cutie.
unable to scream.
Let's go.
I don't think I can.
I don't want to
Scream
That's how you're
right
saying it.
now.
Would you guys like make an effort to like not scream? Oh, I can't scream that loud because my job is to preserve my voice.
I actually do, yes.
Really?
Yes, when I'm at a concert or something and I know I'm going to be screaming, I actually like scream in a supported fashion.
How do you
Give
mean?
us an example. I
Like
need
you're
to hear an
breathing, you mean?
example.
Like I am, yeah, it's like my breathing. Like it is a diaphragmatic scream. I'm dead serious, actually. I didn't really realize that, but yeah, when I'm at a concert where I'm screaming or something, I am careful not to lose my voice.
You should get your voice insured.
Cry your heart out and mail it to my door. Says,
Very beautiful name.
An instruction.
not an assumption,
my
that is a
goodness.
username. They're actually very chaotic in real life and find it hard to relax.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Relax.
Origin story is that we get into it because we have anxiety. We're struggling to fall asleep.
Oh, yeah.
Like I think it was middle school when I started watching, and I was just looking for sleep help, and then I found it. I don't know. I have a bad sense of time, but
Yeah, mine was high school. Yeah, sophomore high school.
And so that is pretty much tracks.
Super accurate.
Yeah, I used to, before ASMR
think
was
this
really a
is
thing, I used to watch videos of
funnier.
people cutting open
It
frozen
takes
paintballs.
time
Like,
for
putting
some
paintballs
reason.
and
I
airsoft
don't know
and
why
stuff.
it's
So, and it's just this
funnier.
video of some guy like super lo-fi, just like putting pins into paintballs and like cracking them open. And I remember it was the weirdest thing ever. You can hear him breathing a little bit in the background.
That's not weird.
It's not weird.
Okay, good.
We're all ASMRists.
Not like,
We literally
God,
have-
yeah, this is amazing. Being at the table with my people, this makes me so happy. Okay. It's not like Darth Vader level,
Yeah,
but like
right,
just that was
just
like,
enough, yeah.
why is this helping me sleep? And then
Yeah.
slowly the comments started turning into, this reminds me of ASMR. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's a thing. And then from there, it kind of just went. But the idea of starting because we can't sleep, I think everybody's done
That's
that,
very
right?
common. I
Yeah,
think I've heard that time and time again, and it's true for myself too.
Yeah, on the flip side, someone assumed that y'all have great coping mechanisms, always are calm, and never struggle with anxiety.
Oh my gosh,
Coming
I
here.
wish.
Getting to this table
As I'm being mic'd up.
was a struggle.
Well, you know, I think that's amazing. No.
Thank you.
You're doing a great job at it, first of all. So
Got a
that,
little fidget under the table.
no, yeah.
Bless.
As someone who is so like prominent though, how do you deal with that like on a day-to-day basis when like filming, uploading and stuff?
Honestly, I don't read comments too much. I read like the
Mhm.
top comments once the video's been out for a little bit. So I just get like, oh, and then I
The
get
most
to
liked ones that are
Yeah, and, I'm
positive,
like, and I can't look at too much because it's just for my mental health. Like I've learned how to have better boundaries, internet hygiene wise. I usually don't read DMs. I feel emotional, the energy that's required to go through it all. It can take a lot out of you, and then I still need to save enough to then create videos too. So I sort of choose, okay, I'll make videos with this energy instead of reply to all these comments.
People might think they're secretly masochistic for enduring such long periods of tapping and brushing a camera.
I always wonder how difficult it is for people who do the really long form content with no talking. And I just assume that you just make what you enjoy.
Oh yeah.
You know?
If you're talking about something that you're passionate about, it doesn't matter how long, whether there's a camera there or not. I feel like you can just kind of rattle it off.
I have to
But
cut myself
there's a
off. Do you ever
limit.
cut yourself off?
Because
the
I'm
time.
tired and I realize I haven't drank enough water or
Yeah.
eaten food
Yeah.
or like my eyes are really starting to just get fried and I'm like, you know what, this isn't good for my health and I need to
I can
stop.
stop.
Yeah.
I feel like you are definitely the one here that makes like the longer videos. I mean, my videos at cap at like 25, 30 minutes
Really?
sometimes. That idea of like constantly over and over again. I can see how
Yeah.
some people would be like, so you're just in
How
a
do you
dark
think-
room.
If I set out all the stuff beforehand, I want to get to all of it.
Yeah.
Like I want to
Exactly.
spend the time until I move on. I hit like 50 minutes and I'm like,
I don't have a concept of time when I'm filming, so.
yeah.
It feels like an hour and I look at the timestamp and it's like 7 minutes. And I'm
really?
like, nice.
Wait, what?
Honestly, that's what I'm saying. Like I run through,
love
I'll
that.
lay out all my props right
efficient,
before
yeah.
filming a video, and I'm like, okay, this one around 5 minutes I should be at this one, and I'm gonna end it with that prop. I'm on like prop like second to last, and it's like 10 minutes, and I'm like, I gotta
That's
do this
hysterical.
again. I'm going way too fast right now.
I do
So
the opposite.
really,
That's really funny.
I don't know, I always think like this will be a quick one and then I'm like, this was not actually. I spent way too much time on each trigger and I'm like, I wish I spent less.
No, that's funny because a lot of people assume that y'all got bored halfway through.
Sometimes I get tired, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
sometimes I
said,
get bored
stamina.
halfway through, and then I switch to something else.
Well, when you're filming, have you guys ever like paused halfway through?
Yeah, 'cause
when
my
did
back
something
hurt.
and come back? Really?
Oh yeah.
I try to knock
I was
it out
gonna
like,
ask
right
what
away.
our setups are. 'cause-
No,
Oh.
sometimes I stop and I lay on the floor, and then I get back. Keep going.
I'll like
Yeah.
I'm like trying to look like get the camera light angle, and before I press record, I kind of just like, oh, okay, I did it. I can just relax for 2 seconds, but I've never actually tried to like pause in between. I feel
Yeah,
like that's
all the time.
a lot healthier. I
All
want
the
to start
time.
doing that
Yeah.
for sure.
If
Yeah.
I still have a ton of time left, I'm like, I gotta go eat.
Have y'all developed tingle immunity?
Yeah, I guess.
I unfortunately have been in that boat for a while, but
Really?
like my savior is very, yeah, I know, right? Very lo-fi, less
I
than
guess
1,000 subscribers.
Yes.
You know, people. I just love not only like the authentic side of it, just the iPhone propped up on a whatever you have
So
behind it,
good.
Yeah.
and just no mic, no professional equipment or anything. It just feels a lot more, I guess, connected. I don't know what kind of word to use there, but that is like the only way I can slightly get tingles. But most of the time, I'm kind of just like, all right, I'm just gonna try and fall asleep, and if the sounds help, they do.
Yeah.
But I'm sad. I want to go back. There's a guy named Peppered ASMR that is someone that makes like really out there roleplay videos, and he's inspired me to like do some stuff. So him and a guy named ASMR Drippy. Those are two videos where it's like they're my go-to whenever I feel like I'm not getting tingles from anything.
Nice.
Love you guys.
I haven't really gotten, I think, tingle immunity as much as now that I do ASMR for a living. Sometimes watching the videos can give me anxiety because I'll be comparing myself. And I go into work mode when I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. I can totally do that. And it's like, wait, that's not why we're here. It still very much helps me, but it's like a last resort. I'll go to other things first. ASMR is like, I woke up at 3 a.m. and I really need to get back to sleep. And then the tingles really help just like knock me out. But
I find the same thing. Like sometimes it will be distracting to watch ASMR because I'm thinking about work.
Yeah.
For sure. There's also been some channels where I'm like, if I befriend the person, then I'm like, oh, it's my friend.
Yeah, you kind of look at
you can't watch it the same anymore.
You're pretending to be your doctor, and it's like we just hung out like last
Yeah.
week.
It's like one of my friends is like, I can't watch your videos. I'm like, no, you can't watch my videos.
shouldn't.
You know me too
Please
well.
don't,
I just
actually.
need like more of a stranger for some reason.
Kind of pull behind that curtain, and you're like, I know who you are. I know what you're
Watch
doing.
ASMR without headphones is my tingle immunity.
Really?
That's how I only watch it. 'Cause I hate the
Yeah,
feeling
I
of
don't
it.
really love headphones either.
Next assumption, this comes from Cookie. They say, I assume it gets extremely frustrating to film with airplanes, stomach gurgles, and other people.
Stomach gurgles.
My stomach is my worst enemy.
Preach. Cookie, I love you. You're everything. That's
Yes.
probably the biggest, at least for me. I'm not trying to speak for the whole
No,
community.
speak
but
for
like,
us. Speak, Brian.
planes and helicopters, my God.
I had to
you were
build an entire studio. I had to build a whole studio because it really was so heinous. Now I have my studio,
I remember
great,
that.
no regrets, and now my worst enemy is my own stomach,
Oh,
which is a
no
lot,
way.
and my wrist is popping.
I just
I mean,
heard it
that's a
right.
trigger. I feel like I slowly, what I've been teaching myself is to at least embrace a little bit more. Not all of them. I'm still flipping off like certain cars and things like that that are like motorcycles. Other noises and stuff, I think I kind of relax about it because I noticed that I'm the one making a big deal of it, but most of the times in the comments, like no one's out there being like, and those cars woke me up and this and the other, or I would get frustrated with my cats. I know you have a dog. I don't know if you have, you have.
I have a cat and a dog, yeah.
Yeah.
They always scratch at the door.
Yeah, there was a time where I'd get frustrated at my cats because either they'd start, fighting each other, or I have a pretty vocal cat called Seafoam, and he just like wants to like cuddle whenever I'm filming, and I'm like, wait, you just gotta wait a little longer, bud. And he's like, absolutely not, never know. Yeah, they get the cuddles when they want the
I
cuddles.
love that.
Cats know, and so I kind of have embraced their meows as well, or like their little disruptiveness in the background because I think it's cute. And
It's
I think
authentic when doing mine because they're always like acting, like it's always a role play or something.
Yeah.
Like I almost try to like bring
Improv
it
it
in.
in.
Yeah, like and I've seen other ASMRs
I've
do
done
that all the
that a
time. I
couple
love it
times.
because it's like
Yeah.
you're in the middle of a doctor
It
checkup
is.
and then you hear this loud playing and I'm like, they taking off already?
Yeah, exactly.
That's my private jet. Bring it.
Yes!
Just
Do that.
throw some improv in it or something. But because when you're there, you hear it and you're like, oh, that must have ruined that
That's
entire
funny.
take. And then
It's
once
really
I'm editing
fine.
it,
it's really not that bad.
you barely hear it. And I'm
Based on
like,
the
oh
mics
my
you're
gosh.
using, like it really depends. Like, a lot of the time, it's not gonna be that bad.
Charlie here assumes that y'all get vocal strains from long periods of whispering.
Ever.
Well,
I do soft spoken and that sometimes will strain me. But like whispering, I feel like I can whisper forever.
if you're whispering and you're trying to be loud, like if I'm trying to get someone from the other side of the room, like,
Oh god.
I'm gonna be honest,
then
they're
it'll
kind of
strain
being
your
a
voice
little
worse than
quiet
just
compared to like
talking or
other.
yelling.
What you're doing, I wish I can do that.
Influences.
Like there's times where I'm like, just like let it all the way out. Okay, I'm just gonna. Is this letting it out? Is this good? I got GP approved. I'm fine.
Wait, you didn't actually got me approved.
Oh, everybody's approved. Well, I guess when I'm like this. Oh, okay. What's up, guys? We're just gonna keep it.
I like to imagine that anytime there's a cut in scenes,
Don't
they're all
hear
breaking
them.
into laughter.
That is an assumption I get all the time, which is like, oh my god, you must have had to do this so many times. You must have been cracking up at yourself. I'm like, no, that is really flattering, but no.
There's not that much glitz and
Oh my god,
glamour.
so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's usually so boring.
People expect like the whole like, oh god, oh, messed that one up, action again. But like half
Right,
the time
right.
it's just like,
It'll be pretty internal.
This has been covered a lot already, but I wanted to know if y'all still get the assumption that ASMR is just a sexual thing. If there's
Oh.
anything that you do to make sure that you're not sexualizing yourself, because I know that was the biggest thing whenever ASMR came out. It's like everyone thought it was that, but do people still
It's
assume
more
that for y'all?
sexual.
From my experience, that question has been answered so many times, and it feels like people have
It's really
finally
not that
gotten
sexual, though.
the hint that anything can be sexual. Luckily, it's gotten a lot better. Whenever I did any sort of interview about what is ASMR, and it really was almost always followed by like, is it sexual? And like that, I got really tired of that question. Base-wise, ASMR is it's definitely something new, and I think that people struggle to understand something they're unfamiliar with, and so they will immediately associate it with like, well, it must be a sex thing because I don't get it. It's kind of one of those things where it's once you expose yourself to the ASMR community as a whole, it's fairly self-explanatory.
It's good. I'm glad people have moved past that because I think that was a big thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
People get very
And
confused.
because I guess, just in this society, is like sex is so taboo, but like why? Because it's also kind of with the context of like if it's sexual, then it's somehow.
Yeah, it also really
down
bothered me
on
that ASMR was one of the first genres on YouTube that I saw be more dominated by women.
And so immediately like, is it sexual?
Yeah, and so they're like, oh, well, there is no other reason why this could be popular or why you might be of any value.
very
Mm-hmm.
few
Very frustrating.
times. Usually when I say I do ASMR, 9 times out of 10 they'll say like, well, I thought girls did that. And I'm just
Really?
like, I get people saying like, like, oh, is that the girl like thing? And I'm
No
just like,
way.
what? Like, there's a bunch of male ASMR, and like recently too,
Damn.
I've heard that, and I'm just like,
That's annoying. Fellas, is it gay to listen to
exactly.
ASMR? Like,
I get that all the time, and it's just like, bro, like, it's okay to just kind of turn that part of your brain off
Oh,
for
a
2
guy
seconds.
is looking at me.
Exactly. Yeah, I
That's the
love that.
most
Yeah.
warmth they've gotten from a fellow.
Yes, it's
male.
like very uncomfortable. Like, if you're not used to it.
Wisco DBO says that the unsolicited, inappropriate DMs they've gotten over the years could fill a 1 terabyte drive.
Aw,
I'm sorry to hear that.
way more than 1 terabyte. So many. Unlimited. The limit does not exist. Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
If you're sending me unsolicited things, you're sending it to yourself. I'm not looking at it. So you're having a conversation with yourself.
Sad.
So we're gonna move off that topic and we had commentary YouTubers in here last week, Jarvis Johnson, Chad, and Sandwich.
I assume they have really intricate sound setups.
They want to know, is there a go-to setup for ASM artists? Is there a starter pack?
No.
Starter pack would be like a Blue Yeti. It's like
That's
a,
the OG.
like a
That's
meta.
what I'm always using.
But it's like amazing.
good. I don't
It's
think
like,
great.
I just filmed a video with
Yeah.
a Blue Yeti last week because I just love how it sounds.
Me
And so
too.
it's kind of like, why get any other one if you can have a Blue Yeti?
It's like if you're starting out, get a Blue Yeti.
Yeah.
If you're at the past million mark, get a Blue Yeti. Like you'll get it
Always
regardless.
have
Yeah.
the Yeti. Always,
Yeah.
Always have
the
one
Blue
in
Yeti.
your rotation.
The commentary YouTubers also wanted to know, do y'all hear sounds and just think of work?
Yeah, sometimes.
I disconnect myself from that
Oh
a
my
lot. Like when I touch
goodness.
things, like I said, it's very physical for me. So whenever I'm touching something, I go, oh wow, that could be relaxing in some way. But sounds, not really.
It comes up all the time. It's just like, it's ingrained in my life. I don't know, dude.
The question is just so general that my brain is struggling to. What do you mean?
It was kind of a joke.
Oh yeah, because like everything is what.
I love that you had to explain that.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Oh, we were supposed to laugh. Oops.
Yeah, it was a joke, sorry.
Oops, we missed
Sorry,
that.
I love that.
Ha, ha.
Jada Bugs says, I'm wondering what type of research goes into this as a profession. Do they study sound therapy?
Wow.
Not fun. No. not
honestly.
sound therapy. I do a lot of research for my videos, and it's like random.
For like preparing a role play or
Yeah,
thing
if I'm being a dentist,
you're gonna research.
I'm about to Wikipedia so many dentist things, you know?
Really?
Watch a
Yeah.
ton of videos. I just like it though. I think it's just, I don't, like,
fun.
yeah, it's just really fun.
Yeah.
Since mine's more like on the comedy side, I'm like, the more ridiculous, the more wrong I am, the better.
You're like, you
Nice.
want to be ignorant.
Yeah,
I don't want to
I
know.
mean,
That's
it's a
what I'm
character.
saying.
Don't get me wrong, it's a
like
character.
The less
but,
you know, the more
yeah.
you can just make up.
I will look at myself before walking in the studio in a mirror in a full doctor's outfit, and I'm like,
Yes.
you don't know what you're doing.
No.
Like,
Dude, I feel like I could be a doctor.
exactly.
I'm ready.
You convinced me with your role plays.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
just count all the
I do
cranial
like
nerve
being,
exams.
I like being as realistic as possible sometimes.
Mhm.
Or like there's one time like I got requested to do Lord of the Rings, and I'm like,
Ooh.
I've never seen Lord of the Rings. So then I had to watch the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and then I did all this research to make sure it was right. And still like 50% of the comments were like, that's incorrect. That's wrong.
That's
wrong."
just
And I'm like, I'm
like
never
you.
doing Star Wars. I'm never doing.
Y'all have just a closet full of props. Like,
And overflowing.
Drawers.
Yeah.
And
I
a
have
room and
floor to ceiling
drawers.
bins throughout my whole studio. They're very organized. I'm actually very proud of it.
I'm
Need to
jealous.
get there, yeah.
I got a label maker. I have all my bins that they stack, and they're all floor to ceiling and everything. I know exactly where everything is.
I love
Oh my god.
See, that's for us. No, it's very much open the closet and like 5 things fall out as you're
Really?
opening it. I mean, not that bad, but like pretty much.
What's your most random box?
We have a miscellaneous box where it's just like
Uh-oh.
there's slime and there's like a face mask and maybe
Nice.
like a brush or something. And it's like that's the one where if you can't find it in the original box,
Probably
it's in that
there.
box. Yeah.
we had an assumption that y'all's sleep schedule is chaos.
Yes.
So bad. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
bad.
I'll be like, oh wow, look at this. I'm waking up at like a reasonable hour, like 8 every day. And then I'll have a video where I'm up until 5 and I'm like, well, that's over with.
Why does that happen? Every once in a while, I'm so good, and then I'm like, it's 4 a.m. and I'm awake, and then it ruins everything.
Definitely scheduling is really hard, but go to bed at 2 a.m. and my body will always wake itself up at like 7 or 8.
Oh, good
regardless.
for
So it's
you.
like it's terrible. No, it's
No,
not.
it's
I wish it was a
really?
good. No, it's bad because it's like I'll wake up and
Never
I'll
to
just
say
be
it
stuck
like
with that
that.
tired feeling all day.
No, that's true.
Because I
Yeah,
can't go back to bed like 90% of the time. I try, but it's like
How many hours y'all sleep a night?
I really try to get 8 because I can, and I'm very grateful. Yeah, I try.
Yeah.
6 to 8, probably.
Yeah,
8 on a
yeah.
good day for sure.
Except for those filming nights.
You look so jealous.
3? What
She's
is
looking at her like,
It used to be like
Yeah,
3. Like
yeah.
the time,
consistently?
it was like 3 to 5, and I was
Yeah.
unwell.
There's chaos, but if you can manage it, it'll work out
It'll
regardless.
work.
You know, yeah.
It's
fine.
what to do during the day.
Yeah.
I hate being asleep. Anyone else?
Any other ASMR artists hate sleeping?
Are there any ASMR sounds that just like don't work for you? Is there any? Because I feel like I can't do food.
Yeah, that's the most divisive one.
Mhm.
People are like really on team dry or wet sounds. It feels.
Hmm.
I tend to like dry sounds. I like tapping, scratching.
Tapping, I think, is like the forefront of like the most iconic one for me, at least. Like whispering, some people would say is like the foundation of what an ASMR video
Mine's
is.
soft speaking.
But least favorite would probably, I don't know, scratching on things.
Yeah, it totally depends.
Yeah, it's
Somebody
just-
can do the same exact trigger and it like works or doesn't work. You can't. Yeah,
You're gonna
like-
satisfy everybody.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
exactly.
yes.
Just find the person that you like.
Okay, so one thing people are wondering about is the like difference in audience between like male ASMR artists and female ASMR artists? Like what?
Yes.
I don't know if like
Yes.
you look at your demographics a lot.
I don't know. I think it's majority women, and then I don't know. I guess I'm just lucky. I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
That's very sought after, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of
Majority female.
you tend to receive you receive the audience from like what you put out for sure.
Mhm.
I believe mine is like 60 male identifying. I want to say. I don't know.
It's
I won't
mass
explain
energy,
myself
you don't know.
honestly. I'm not gonna explain myself. I need to watch the video. Just watch the video.
I'm definitely on the extreme. I think I'm like 90% men and like 10%
That is
women.
so
Yeah.
interesting.
So it's definitely the fact that I've done a lot of video game stuff, meme ASMR sometimes, you know, like ASMR, but I'm a waffle.
Why is that gendered?
Yeah, no,
I don't know.
that's the main question that everyone's
It's
asking.
hard.
It's different. It's different
Wait.
realm.
I do think men watch men. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know.
That's the next video.
Strange.
I'm
What
gonna
did
see
you
that
do
come
as a
out
career
on.
before ASMR?
None of your
Smart
business.
round.
You don't tell? You don't tell? That's fine. I was a student. So I was a
same.
film major at Northwestern. I got a job at an editing house and I said, no, thank you. So I was a student and a nanny and starting my YouTube channel. So I did not go out that year.
Being a filmmaking major, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
That's kind of
love
why I
that.
started it because I'm like, I know people were not appreciating YouTube. They're not appreciating even the ASMR genre where it's like, I think I can bring something to the table that like hasn't been done before, like bring my interests and hobbies to my channel. So that's when I started and I was just like, I hope people like my content.
I was going to college studying criminal justice, and my first job was on like arts and crafts.
Oh my God.
And I got recognized, and I was at
No
like 40,000
kidding. Isn't that
subscribers, and I was like at my job, and it was just the
You're
person
like,
I was like, I think I saw a video of you doing something, and I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, controller sounds. I'm like, oh my God, like yeah. From there, I became a marketing head of a local bank in my city.
Oh my God.
I feel like that really helped me because when I finally quit that job to do YouTube full time, I just went to my boss one day and I was just like, hey, I really like YouTube. This is my passion, and this job's kind of taken away from a lot of time away from that. So from there, I just went full time on YouTube.
Takes a leap of faith to start a channel for
It
sure.
I feel so nervous.
I feel like your story is kind of similar to mine in that I was pre-med and I had done like a little bit of shadowing, a little bit of research, and then I realized I don't want to do this. And I think in that panic, I kind of also felt suddenly this freedom to like, well, I guess I could do anything. And like, why don't I just explore the things that I'd been ignoring, like different creative impulses and stuff like that. Because before that, I would not have considered myself to be a creative person. There'd be times, where you're just out and about and you're tapping, you're like, ooh, that would make a great sound. I'm like, nah, but I'm not gonna film it. And then enough of those things piled up where I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it just for fun, not for anything else. I still need to figure out my real job, and I'm just gonna do this for fun. And then my channel was like already growing in a way that I was really surprised about. And I was like, well, what if I just gave myself permission for like the next year to do this? It
Yes.
was like my thing.
Oh, What did
And
I just
then
get rid of?
here I am.
That's
That's
cool.
good.
That's
You did
awesome.
a leap of faith earlier. That's exactly what that's good.
It really
It's amazing.
was.
Noob Gaming says, I personally assumed that they'd be embarrassed to tell other people about their job.
Maybe at first.
What about now?
I think now it's more I wonder how they might feel or treat me after I share this, and if they knew as well. Like, because sometimes numbers, people get like,
Only they
"Whoa,"
knew.
you know,
Yeah.
and I
I'm
don't.
kind of embarrassed about that.
Yeah, like I don't want you to know.
These are
I'm like,
embarrassing.
oh yeah, I'm just
I would
gonna
have been like, I have X millions of.
No.
Because you sound like that all the time, no matter what it is. You tell someone how many subs you have.
That's what I get embarrassed about. So
It just-
I'm not embarrassed that I do ASMR. I love talking about it. People think it's cool. I'm like, great. I
We
would
can
love
talk
to talk about it. Yeah.
all day.
Yeah. But it's a little embarrassing. I'm like,
I still get a little embarrassed whenever somebody like pulls it up in front of me. I'm like,
Oh.
don't do that, sweetie.
Let's get out our objects. We're going to move to whispering and soft speaking from now on. We're going to be doing
Oh,
a tier
no.
list. So I'm going to name different types of ASMR as different role plays, and y'all are going to put them in a tier S, A, B, C, D, F. Okay, you're grading with an S. Got it now. All right. The first thing to rank is haircut role play.
Brush right there.
I would say that that's an A tier for me.
I'm more on like A tier for haircuts.
Then I'll go to an A.
I just don't. It's bread and butter for me, so I like it.
I do love hair brushing.
I'm going A tier for haircut.
Okay,
A tier for haircut.
You're not surprised. I'm getting
S. The cranial nerve exam is the ASMR role play. That has to be S tier for sure.
It's like it's the follow the directions. It's the okay, look, we're gonna check your personal attention.
Yeah.
A little like check. Okay, every single feature. The smell, the smell, the smell, the stuff like that.
It goes to all the senses.
Yes, exactly. S tier.
Okay.
It's video games.
I'm biased because I said you got my.
That's like I like it.
at the video game store.
It's lighter. I mean, it's just not as popular anymore. B tier.
All right, the next one is
S tier. S for me. I got tingles just now. That's all you gotta do.
Over there, and I can get tinkles. Yeah.
The reading.
Is that
It's the phone case for me. Yeah, I have. Look at this. Look at that.
Oh, you got the chills. I like what tapping is like the best for me.
You're gonna need to stop.
I'm gonna fall asleep. I'm actually gonna fall asleep.
D because sometimes it's fine.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big community, like the mukbang community.
Yeah,
It's like,
we love you. You do a great service.
I shouldn't watch this. I'm trying to.
it's like,
I don't sometimes do a really good crunch. Yeah, I am
I'm trying so hard not to like fall asleep. Oh my goodness.
D tier.
friend does your makeup.
S.
Yes, dear. It's very like in your face personal attention.
Ryan's done that one
Close to the
before.
camera. I think
That's
S.
one of my favorites, honestly.
Those are the ones that usually I really enjoy for like lo-fi, or like someone who's so new to ASMR, and they're just like kind of hitting the mic a little, and like you just hear the little makeup sound. It's so clicky
It's
clacky.
a universal. Anybody can watch that and like love it.
Yeah,
Yeah, S tier.
S
S tier.
You're looking.
It's universal. I love it. I love it.
I was gonna say F, but I was gonna put it up a little, just but it's like I know why they enjoy it.
It's like really aggressive. And,
It's like a really
Something
noticeable sound. So
clicking,
like,
something
it's so, yeah, like most people put that at an S or an F. Yeah, you'll rarely find somebody putting that at a C, but there are tons of people put that at an S. Yeah,
did we get our first F on the list?
yeah, I think we did.
Okay.
It's an F for me, darling.
Slime.
There's so many different textures of slime. And the addeds matter.
Do you want to see it? We're putting a lot of stuff in C. I feel like because it could be nice, but like I think I agree with C.
People just love the containers the most. So I'll tap on the containers and open the lid. You're like, yeah, that's it. And then they take it out. And then I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah, we're feeling C.
Yeah, C in terms of
C for slime.
C for slime. It's like we don't know how to spell it.
Prison escape roleplay.
honestly, I would click on that. And the thing is, I love just reading the titles and seeing the little thumbnail. I really actually
The
click
prison
and just
escape
read.
roleplay is crazy.
This is the best place to try. Is that like the like absurdity is like a trigger for me. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it's weird and someone's like doing something weird and like we're playing pretend we're playing make believe and I'm interested. Like that triggers my ASMR. That makes sense. Yeah, because you're kind of suspending reality together. It's like we're playing pretend. Yeah,
I'm gonna go A for that one. Yeah, just because the creativity.
I feel like it'd be funny, like Spoon, like digging through the dirt,
Or the Shawshank Redemption.
and like getting your like shank out. Yeah, but this is my ASMR. I'm picturing like JoJo right now.
Yeah.
Like Jolene escapes from prison ASMR. You'll see that on my channel.
Yeah, we're not writing these ideas down. I said A. Where are you guys feeling?
Like A, because it's just and you.
Gym roleplay.
Like you did in gym.
You know, Jim Bro, yeah.
The gym role plays are not actually relaxing, and they're not absurd enough for me, so I put that at a D. I haven't seen one except your gym bro. A little bit.
It's like almost like a yearly thing I do now for the new year. So you want to get fit this year, huh? But I really play up the chat character. So, but I think you're right with like, it's not like a perfect environment where it's like, then make a good ASMR video. I'm going D as well. Okay.
I'll agree.
Weird kid on the bus talks to you ASMR.
Oh
There's
no.
a lot of like weird girl in class with your hair. But they are never weird enough.
Yeah, when you say
I know exactly
weird, you know,
what they're talking
weird
about.
is sometimes I just wear 2 rings instead of 1. That's like, I just heard.
But weird in the title. I swear to God.
You don't know what they're talking about. You're not being smart.
I'm close to B.
I say B as well.
Stinky ASMR.
I've never seen stinky ASMR. What does that mean?
Can you say stinky? Can you say stinky? Can you say
I like this stuff. This is
I think it would be funny.
As for
No.
No.
Do y'all want to do a little free play with the objects? Absolutely. Don't have to ask me twice. That happens all the time when we're filming.
Sorry from ruining your ASMR experience.
Topic speed. I like natural topic. I like this. I like patterns. So I always go kind of like, oh, that's good. I can't do that, yeah. So you guys can just, I don't do slow tapping usually. Because we soft. It's not for me.
Tapping's probably the best one for me. I like soft noises. Ryan brings out like a vaporizer, like a water vaporizer for like congested nose. I like that.
Curiosity, where it's like, ooh, I wonder what that would sound like when you pick it up. And then also just, you're playing pretend sometimes with your camera. Or like,
Spray bottles are nice. I'm not the biggest fan of scissors, but spray bottles are nice.
That's nice. That's actual filmmaking. Yeah. I like dressing up. Like that's why I do so many roleplay videos. So like the idea of creating a character, giving it a personality, you know, a voice if it's different, that is probably the best process. That brings me the most happiness.
Feedback from when a video's done. That brings me a ton of joy to see if people appreciate like what I put in or what we're doing. Or oh, the best thing is when I do something super niche and I find my people in the comment section like you also love this idea. Or like you get it ready and then you spray it with like alright. Yeah, yes, exactly. Okay, yeah. I'm always like, cover your eyes, please. I'm just covering my eyes. Yeah. And you have to commit as well because if not, it comes out like. So you have to commit.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that.
What advice would you give to someone who's just
She's like, I want to see.
ASMR?
That's
Focus
sick.
on like the things that excite you and the kind of videos that you just have the passion to create. Don't try to imitate someone who's already out there because they're already there. And what people are going to come to your channel or end up subscribing or like relating is because of you and your personality and the flavor that you bring to the things that you do. Originality, for sure. Because one of the best things about the ASMR community is that we can all do the exact same roleplay, the exact same video, and it's going to sound different. It's going to be different every year, day after day.
They don't speak this fast in their actual videos. It's at 1.5 speed.
The best part about ASMR is that
But it is more satisfying listening to them speak very quickly. I might do this, like, I might put these,
Continue to
put my next ASMR video at 1.5 speed.
most supportive communities in all of YouTube, in my opinion. Go to the events, put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to like hit up that bigger creator for a collab because I feel like the difference in our community is we don't really focus too much on, well, how many numbers do you bring in? You know, as people,
who are making ASMR also consume ASMR.
of course.
So there's usually a lot of overlap.
Do y'all have any assumptions about each other?
My biggest assumption with you was she's probably this really like calm, quiet, like you are this big like personality that just kind of engulfs the room. I guess I'm not trying to be like, but like it's not engulfing us. You just dislodge. So
You're a snake.
I think that was the main one. With Josie, I just kind of assumed the same of the whole like loud personality, but you're actually more like on the chiller side from what I've seen.
In groups of people that I don't yet know intimately, I can be more reserved. But then once I open up, I can be medium to very loud. I assume that you had Heelys as a kid.
I did. My dad used to
Oh
launch
no.
I assume you like boba tea. I can love boba tea. Get over here. It's the chewy texture. Yeah, wow. I feel like the only thing is that I thought you were cool. That's my assumption, and I was right.
What's the process like after doing a whole whispering video?
Once I do scream, I'm like, whoa.
I don't talk for a long time.
It's like a big sigh, and then looking at all the mess that I've created, and I'm like,
I have one thing I say when I'm done filming, and that's it. Press stop, and I'm like, okay, babe, I'm done. And that's it.
done.
All right, babe, done.
And then, well, I usually exhale because I'm not breathing. Yeah.
I'm so worried that I'm gonna wake someone up.
Oh yeah.
So
no,
like mid to end video, it's like I'm like they're sleeping. I'm like they're
Yeah.
probably not.
do you guys ever get that feeling of like probably asleep at this point, like while you're filming, like
No.
the hours?
Every once in a while I think about that, then I'm like I'm putting like my whole like ASMR scene and they're not even, I'm like they're not gonna see this shit.
There's times where like at the end of a video.
You're what?
Why can't I find a relationship? Well, you were 26 when you started looking. What happened?
God
26? Wow. I mean, you go.
Wow. 26.
Went from
Just such an
relaxing to
abnormal
fucking
age, I
Tim
guess,
Pool.
for Tim to look for a partner. It's very interesting. We could start the conversation by saying
That was fun,
18
though.
is
That was
a
a
good
fun
age to get
video.
married. Does anyone have the Tim Pool clip responding to this viral TikTok? Not from the MR. I don't want to watch it from the Majority Report. I want to watch the OG one because I don't want to keep skipping. I don't want to keep skipping their analysis.
One would be happier.
He's reacting to a video that kind of went viral by a young woman who basically said it's tough to find people. And, you know, there's a lot of problems with loneliness in the current society. We can get into the reasons for that, but that's what he's reacting to.
You know what you think? Do you, like, would people like this be happier? I think about what society would have been like 100 years ago for this woman. She'd have got.
Because I want to see the original video that he's reacting to as well. Oh, this is for the members. Does anyone have the OG? You should hire your own man who gets right-wing clips together for you. Why would I do that when you're it, chat? There's 20,000 mats in here that literally, even if I don't ask for it, literally scream at me to cover shit. all day, every day. It's not even just that. I want to see the OG video. Okay, here's the OG video.
I'm not someone that posts or cries or anything on the internet, so this is a new one for me. I guess I need girls to rally with me and lift me up because I feel so defeated right now. I've been trying to be someone, is anybody worth my time for years. And dating apps are so awful. I don't need to explain to you how awful the dating apps are. So I've been trying to meet people in public, and they're still trash when I do randomly meet people in public. But tonight takes the cake.
Last person I went on a date with a dating app hasn't even
I'm part of an app that you
responded to
can
me in like
basically get invited to these events. And there was a comedy thing coming up, and I bought a ticket. Thought maybe I'll meet people here. Maybe I'll meet a guy or
I feel with
people in general that I can become friends with, and then who knows what could happen. And
dating's tough nowadays.
Let me just tell you how this went. I show up, it's a limited seating, get there first, it was like an open bar, and in my head, I'm a prompt person, so I got there like 20 minutes beforehand, and I happened to be the first person there. Okay, kind of weird, but okay. They tell me, since it's an intimate thing, try to sit in the front row because it's gonna be hard to get people squishing through there, and it's a sold out show. Okay, that's fine. I sit in the front row, and it's about showtime, and I'm realizing nobody else is in the front row. It's just me.
Oh no.
Everybody's filled in the back, every row's filled with all the couples, of course, and then it's just me. I guess people, some people of course, some people are gonna drop out and not show up, but the host of the show comes up to me really quickly and mouths thank you for sitting in the front row, and she proceeds to go up onto the stage and pointed out had everyone clap for me for being brave enough to sit in the front row, and that was fine. I get it. People are afraid to sit in the front row, and I was kind of excited for it when I thought there was gonna be people there. And it was just ironic that the reason I was there was to meet people, and it was I was a pariah. So she informed the crowd that I was safe from being picked on because I was brave enough to sit there, and I'm like, oh, okay. So the next few comics come up, and they both kind of point out are you waiting on people or what's going on here? And I'm have to admit no, I'm trying to meet people, and again they're nice, they're not being mean to me about it, but it's mortifying. It's mortifying. And then another comic comes up, and again it's just you're pretty, but and it's just So by the end of the show, the lady comes up and says that they normally do a raffle to win this prize because it was kind of a boutique type thing, but instead of the raffle, she's going to give this thing filled with stuff to the brave young woman who came first and sat alone in the front row.
Aww.
And then she had me introduce myself. What's your name? Anya. And everybody's as if brave fucking me.
Where's this going?
And she tells me to make sure to give my email to so and so to get some gift card or something.
Of course, Hassan is impatient with the story time.
It's just it feels like such a slap in the face. I'm not even mad at the comics. I'm not even mad at the lady. I would probably think the same thing, but
I don't understand it. Is she just sad that people were treating her, I guess, with additional care and consideration, she's a Make-A-Wish kid because she was alone at the comedy club? It's a nightmarish social situation. Yeah, I guess, yeah. She got set up to be humiliated / make the comics look good for giving her stuff. You don't have social anxiety, my friend? I mean, I would not, bro, that's patronizing. I'm just asking. Okay, chat, this is probably the best group of motherfuckers to ask this question, okay? This is role reversal. This is when I'm talking about normal social stuff and chat doesn't understand it. And then I have to be very careful and explain to them what jokes are and things like that, okay?
That's crazy.
Now I'm understanding. Because I fully can't comprehend it. I thought they were dunking on her or something. I didn't realize they were just you're so brave for being here in the front row. For me, I would be oh shit, free stuff. That's awesome. You know what I mean? I would literally be that's great. Thank you for giving me gifts for coming to. For me, I'd be okay, I got to see some mid comedy, and I got free shit, and I got noticed. So I'm trying to understand what the problem is. I'm not making fun of her at all. I literally needed someone to offer me additional context as to why this is very bad. I feel for her. It's a rough situation. Yeah, no, because in that moment, I would be okay, they're people are, they're talking about me. That's cool. And then I would try to use that to my advantage to make friends at the event. You know what I mean? I'd be yeah, I'm the guy. I was the lonely guy. She's literally bawling her eyes out. No, dude, I'm not saying she's faking it. You're misunderstanding me. No, okay. I'm not saying that at all. I just needed additional context as to why this would be a really bad situation that's worthy of it's just not how I am. That's why. That's it.
Yeah, he wouldn't care. This is what I'm getting.
I don't want to go out again. I'm tired of it. I'm over it. I'm sick of it. When I try, shit like this happens and dating app stuff, and then I get into an Uber on the way home because I can't go.
You think saying I was a single girl is gonna be endearing as a woman? No, I don't think you understand. I'm not a woman. Okay? And my question to the chat specifically was about not just her being a woman, but also social anxiety. I'm gonna be real. You ain't convincing this chat of your viewpoint. This would be their 9/11. I'm not even making fun of her. I just wanted to understand.
I wanted to because I have this giant fucking bag full of shit to carry around. And I get in this Uber, and it's a 75-year-old woman with her dogs, and she wants to talk about her dogs and like how she got an oil change and what'd you do tonight? Was the comedy show good? And like I'm being nice and polite, but all I can think about is like this is gonna be me. Like, and I know that's the worst case scenario. It's not even like that's a terrible thing.
Damn, you don't know if that lady was. Yo, why is she dunking on a lady now?
Yeah.
She's a chill ass lady, like trying to make extra cash on the side.
It's gonna be single your life, but like.
This is like 9/11 for social anxiety. Yeah, I guess.
Like I'm gonna turn into this because I'm never gonna meet someone. And for everybody who's gonna tell me, "You'll come along when you least expect it," I've been hearing that for like 7 years. For everybody who's gonna tell me, "You'll come along when you least expect it," I've been hearing that for like 7 years. Okay, I'm so sick of hearing that. There's such a thing as people that just don't find a person and don't get married. So like
This is not a thing. That she's not right. No, that's not a thing, dude. No, that like. I'm not Mr. Natural. Like, I'm not going to be like, it's in our nature, but it kind of is. This is like one of the few things that is. And for the record, it's also not that bad to be alone either. You know, you just have to be, the point is being comfortable in your own skin, which clearly she is not. That's what she needs to work on. Oh, he's getting biological. Oh no. No, I just mean like we're a social animal. I think that this is just a very emotional moment for her. Paired up with her social anxiety, she had like a traumatic experience, but ultimately, number one, being alone is not that bad. Okay. It's about being comfortable being alone, and learning to find comfort in being alone. Okay. And secondly, there are so many people on this planet. Statistically speaking, it is virtually impossible, like fundamentally, to be this defeatist about like ever finding a person that you can enjoy the company of that will also reciprocate those feelings is literally insane. Okay. Sorry, you're out of your freaking mind, dude. There are so many people. There's so many people out there. That's crazy. I'm not discounting her personal experiences here at all, but I think that Hassan is hot. He doesn't get a chat. First of all, I wasn't always. And secondly, it doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. Who's doing biological predeterminism now? Chat. This is the first step to incel behavior, by the way. What you are doing is you're taking the first step on a long and treacherous and very dangerous pathway towards becoming a incel. When you start talking about like, oh, dude, well, I'm not hot, so you know, therefore I'm destined to be alone. What do you think? Where do you think those people come from? Where do you think those incels derive from, dude? That's the starting point. There is no such concept. That's not real. The idea that you're like too ugly and therefore you will never find another person is ridiculous. Also, she's not ugly, so it doesn't even work for her. It's just you're wallowing in your own self-pity and engaging in self-loathing. That's all you're doing. And it can be a very comforting feeling to feel sad for yourself. And it's even more comforting when you find other people who are just as sad, who will tell you, no, you're right, actually. This guy, Hassan, he's a piece of shit. He's hot. He doesn't get it. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you know, they're blackpilling you. It's very toxic. That's why I don't spend any time, any moment on that kind of bullshit. Okay. That's why I always say everyone can be a 7. Attraction is subjective. Yes. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everyone can be a 7, which, you know, I'm not using like the 0 to 10, the 0 to 10 concept here. I'm just simply saying that like everyone has the capacity to become the best version of themselves. And once you do achieve that, or even when you're on that journey to achieve that, you are going to develop something called confidence. Okay. It's very important. I think that we have a crisis of confidence. Many people are understandably, as a consequence of like, whether it be social media, whether it be mass media consumption, consistently being beamed about perfect bodies and perfect visuals and perfect lifestyles that breeds a shit ton of hostility, resentment, pushes us further into isolation, and makes us deeply insecure. Live your life, set goals for yourself, work to achieve them, and you will slowly but surely, I promise you, slowly but surely begin to be a more confident, self-reliant person. And in that process, the more confident you become, the more self-reliant you are, the more comfortable you are in your own skin, the better people will treat you.
Realist. And the realist in me is starting to think like, that's gonna be me. And I'm depressed now over it. As pathetic as that sounds. And yeah,
She just doesn't want to be lonely. I think it just comes down to that. It's very relatable, so she made the video. Yeah, no, I understand that. I totally understand that. The only part that I took issue with was when she said, the only part I took issue with was when she basically said like, oh, I'm destined to be alone. I've always heard from people that like, you'll find your person, those people. When is it going to happen? And it's like, yeah, the major reason why it's not happening for you is not because there isn't a person out there for you. It's because you haven't readied yourself for that at all. You're not getting it at all. She has the confidence, but that doesn't substitute for a partner. OMG, you have such a male take on the situation. It actually hurts to hear. Wait, what? I don't think so. I don't think so. That level of social anxiety and that like going into that experience and having it be this traumatic, and I know this is going to hurt the feelings of a lot of chatters who probably see themselves in her shoes right now, will most likely not want to recognize that there is still some unresolved stuff going on. She's not saying she's being single is bad. She's fine with being alone, but society isn't. It's just reflective of how single women are treated after a certain point in life, like they're pitiful and their existence is miserable, is a miserable one everyone should fear. But she fears it. She literally pointed to a 75-year-old Uber driver woman with dogs that she acts like is already single. She made inferences that woman was alone, not knowing anything about her perspective or her life, and then said that was something that she fears becoming. So you're wrong. You're trying to vocify this and trying to a rat femme take in this situation. She said that. So obviously, that paired up with the fact that she's going on these like dating event apps and shit means that like she is looking for someone because she is genuinely terrified of being alone. The part that doesn't really make a lot of sense is that she sat in the front row with someone with a tremendous amount of social anxiety, which she didn't really say she has. I think that was a chat inference. That was just chat projecting, maybe. The point is not for me to make you feel bad, by the way, chatters. The point is for me to make you feel good and be more hopeful. I hate defeatist attitudes like this. I think it's cancer. You're not understanding the point I'm trying to make at all. Because you look to me as someone who's already, I guess, overcome some of these things, and then immediately you think, much like many others, that at the top of the hour there's not going to be a 3-minute ad break, but there will be, okay? You need to overcome the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour by subscribing. Yes! I'm done with these two-parters, bro. We're back. Not a single bait in the chat. Woo! Overcome it by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Can we move past just making me self-conscious of the press, please, and thank you? No, I'm gonna tell you some shit in a second after this ad break, or during this ad break, but you won't see the ad break, so don't worry about it. Corner TV, thank you for the 5 community, give the subs. This is a byproduct of the fact that there aren't enough Chad Vice episodes happening in this goddamn community for me to solve your problems, I think. Okay, here's the 3-minute ad break now. Okay, you have to admit that the current social system of social capitalism is broken? Yes, of course. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. Just like, guys, the same principle exists for leaving a better future for the next generation, putting your best foot forward. The same principle of improvement exists within self-improvement, consistently progressing towards a goal where you better yourself. So it's the exact same concept. You don't do things, you don't do advocacy because, you know, people are going to like you and people are going to say, hey, good job, thank you. You do it because it's right. You do it because society prospers when old men plant seeds for trees they'll never sit in the shade of. And the same principle stands for self-improvement. Okay? You don't engage in the act of self-improvement because you're immediately going to see results. You do it because you will inevitably become a better person as a consequence of that. And you will. There is no, like, that's a guarantee, okay? That is a guarantee, 100%. I don't think I have survivor bias in this situation because it's something that you can do alone, okay? It's very important for you to internalize what I'm saying here. It's very important for you to definitely never stop trying to better yourself, whether it be learning a new language, whether it be reading more, whether it be working out, okay? In any case, the parallels also exist for social progress, systematic progress, right? What do I always tell you? You go out to protest, not like tomorrow we're going to dismantle the Zionist entity or whatever, but you do it regardless because it's the right thing to do, and you never know when this system will collapse and it's under its own weight, under its own contradictions. So you just keep pushing in the right direction. And the same goes for self-improvement. You're not going to get immediate results, of course not. But even the process of working in that direction will inevitably yield positive outcomes for you, okay? That's why I always say set goals. Long-term goals, midterm goals that will arrive, that will set up checkpoints for you to get to long-term goals, and short-term goals that will help you arrive at your midterm goals. Every single time you set a goal for yourself and that you consistently try to tackle over and over again, like it's a goddamn video game, you feel better when you start seeing results. And that doesn't happen immediately, okay? It doesn't happen overnight. It certainly will not happen, maybe even for months. Self-help is on, resident sleeper, suck my dick, dude. Okay, f you, this is important. Seriously. I think this community and just like Twitch streaming in general is a very important place to have this conversation. You are not allowed to have moments of weakness or take emotional videos or post them online. Nope, not allowed.
So, that's gonna be me. I'm gonna, well, actually, before I do that, let me see. Whenever my friend decides to join the Discord, I will close out the stream. Oh, don't do that. Okay.
Loud. You will never understand the societal expectations that are placed on women. You are framing this from your perspective, ignoring hers. Oh my God. Oh, 41-month subscriber. Please tell me you're baiting. You didn't realize that I just did a 3-minute average debate already. Please, 41-month subscriber. Bro, I literally said setting up goals for yourself and seeking to achieve them will literally... No, I'm not baiting. This chat is going bonkers. No, don't turn this around to chat. Turn it to me. You're addressing me. Me and me only. You're listening to what I have to say and you're chirping about it. So don't do that Weasley shit and be like, nah. No, you are saying that I am not listening to what her problems are and simply talking about a broad thing that anyone can engage with that will unironically help people improve themselves. You are also, in a different way, engaging in self-defeatist attitudes. All right, give me your follow-up. Nothing I said, regardless of addressing her, is wrong. Literally nothing I said. What I love about your streams is that you give people what grifters like Jordan Peterson give people in basic life advice, but from a left perspective, which I honestly don't see any of the leftist figureheads doing. Yeah, but then the reason why they don't do it is because there's always constant defeatist chirpers in the chat who are like, no, self-improvement is reactionary. You're individualist. There's nothing more important than independence and freedom. I finished The Sympathizer recently. Nothing. I literally said, set long-term goals for yourself, and you will become more confident as you are on your own personal journey in accomplishing those goals, which is like literally foundational basis for therapy, for just self-improvement, like all those hacks that people talk about. It's just like super basic shit. And people are like, no, it's like, it's reminiscent of that time, the last time I had an anarchist unlock, where I said, you should take a shower. And there were people unironically being like, you're being ableist. I literally have a unique type of cancer that says I can't take showers. Like, how dare you say this? Sometimes women just want to be listened to without trying to hear ways to fix their problems. I feel some women will relate and act like this is one of those moments that feel attacked or annoyed and will lash out at you. Yeah, but like, you know, I'm not giving her this advice. I'm giving my community this advice. All right, where's her follow-up? Someone send me a follow-up or what? Is this the follow-up?
So no.
I just want to know what Tim Pool has to do with any of this.
What? Where's the follow-up? Your advice helped me lose from 222 pounds down to 165 pounds. Do I feel a lot better now than I did back then? Hell yeah. But that has changed my outcome material for getting a partner. What? And no. And I think that's the point people are trying to make. Bro, it's not gonna happen overnight, dude. Keep chipping away. What do you mean? I didn't say like you're gonna go to the gym and automatically, magically, you're gonna lose weight and then boom, the next day you're gonna find a partner. Jesus Christ. Just keep moving the goalpost. It's okay. But what about people self-improving that still can't find connections? This is just streamer knows all. I mean, dude, I've been on this earth for 32 years, about to be 33, okay? And yeah, I have some accomplishments that I can speak on, whether it be self-improvement or, you know, everything else. So yeah, I think I do have a little bit of personal experience in this regard. I'm speaking from personal experience without survivorship bias as well, by the way. I'm not like eliminating the material constructs that get in the way of self-improvement either. There are no goalposts being moved. What are you debating me on self-improvement? What is wrong with half of you? Oh my God. This is precisely the reason why. No, not like Tate. I mean actual accomplishments, not fake bullshit like rented Bugattis and lies and preying on the vulnerable and their insecurities and presenting himself as like this beacon of machismo while wearing the gayest slippers that anyone has ever seen and skin-tight suit pants, okay? It's crazy. The very people, I want everyone to engage in self-reflection here. If you immediately have this super negative reaction to what I have to say about this, okay, in terms of self-improvement, if your immediate response is like, you, dude, you should take a brief pause and think about that. Why do I have such a strong response to something like this? Is it because I've tried and failed in the past? It could be that. You don't think sex trafficking is an achievement? No, that's the other aspect of it too. Sometimes the annoyance comes from the lack of acknowledgement that our thing is more about internalized misogyny than the social expectation to find a partner. When you mix together the advice for male incest who hate women, I do understand why they're a little mad, but ultimately it shouldn't matter, self-important for all of whatever. Amato normativity has y'all in a chokehold. Single women are statistically more likely to be happier later in life than married women. Patriarchy has conditioned us to believe that the only way to find a genuine, fulfilling, intimate relationship is through amorous connections. But we must, bro, you wrote like a Disco Elysium Radfem take in here, but respect regardless. Holy shit. Women going their own way. Let's go, baby. I mean, sure, I didn't discount that either for the record. Originally, I did say you can be a very happy person and single. The idea that you have to have a partner is ridiculous. We are not debating you on self-improvement. We are saying it's not just self-improvement. I never said it's just self-improvement. I said the fundamental problem here, like the biggest problem here, not the fundamental problem, but the biggest problem here is that a lot of people lack self-confidence, okay? And I think self-improvement, even the journey of self-improvement, will unironically help you develop more confidence. It is the very act of setting goals for yourself and achieving said goals over a long, extended period of time that will cause you to trust yourself. I was literally this woman 5 years ago. I used to post just like this woman. I literally did an actual 12-step program due to feeling exactly like this woman 5 years ago. I'm married now. I am the chatter to dial in for this discussion. Accomplishments are not a solution to isolation. No, you are misunderstanding the words that are coming out of my mouth, and I assume it has to be deliberate at this point. It is not a solution to isolation. It is a solution to gain confidence. Confidence in your own body also can mean confidence in being alone, okay? I apologize for believing in every chatter in here. I should not have done that. I recognize now. You want me to tell you things suck and they will never get better. However, the issue here is if I believe that, then, you know, if I believe that people can't self-improve, what the fuck am I doing any of this shit? Like 90% of my commentary revolves around rehabilitation and self-improvement, tackling issues that are born out of the oppressive structures that we exist under and the underlying material conditions that dictate the culture that we take for granted, that we think is just, you know, the way things are, whether it be white supremacist constructs, whether it be white supremacist constructs, whether it be misogyny born out of patriarchal constructs, both internalized white supremacy and also white supremacy in general, transphobia, homophobia. Every single thing that I talk about is literally trying to convince people that there is an alternative way of thinking, and that we might have been perhaps a little too comfortable living inside of this reactionary bubble. Okay? If I didn't believe that you had the capacity to change, and many of you have over the course of watching me for an extended period of time, then I wouldn't be doing this. Now that I have described my position over and over again, chat is unwinding into different talking points. Do you think dating apps have made all this worse? Or just social media in general? I think it's both. It's a consequence of both. A lot of people personally think materialism is literally the inoculation against this woman's fears. Now that you guys disagreed with me so vehemently, fixed postures. To be honest, I kind of get the self-defeatism when it comes to dating. As someone that's lost weight, 4cc to 255 now, has followed your advice when it comes to being a 7. I still can't seem to date, but also accept this because I'm scared and still have self-image issues and overall still consider myself ugly. So you're right. It's a lot of it is self-confidence. Exactly. A lot of people have unresolved trauma born out of like their experiences. And instead of trying to like dig deep and try to tackle it head on, they just go, nah, you, dude. You for telling me self-improvement is the way. Self-improvement doesn't just mean going to the gym, dude. Not responding to that one chatter. I'm just saying in general. Like I said, now that you guys have disagreed with me vehemently, perhaps you can find some truth in what Tim Pool has to say about this lady who was crying about, you know, societal expectations placed upon women, paired up with the fact that she feels like she is unable to find a partner and how that terrifies her as a future prospect. Let's see if you guys agree with Tim Pool more.
Got married at probably 18 or 19. She would, I mean, even in the 50s, she'd have a family and a house. But here's the funny thing. I wonder, would she be happier then? Maybe. As the saying goes, you don't know what you got till it's gone. You know, they paved paradise to put up a parking lot. But humans live in a state of relative happiness. That means that even today, as incredible as everything is, people are going to be upset. And don't get me wrong, coming from the highs of the Trump economy to the lows now, it's kind of like, I get it. Your cheeseburgers cost $5. I'm looking at the inflation charts for the average prices.
The stocks for Beanie Boys have gone up unimaginable. Everyone was like, Hassan, you suck dog shit, okay? Your advice was awful. I'm a Tim Pool head now. I'm a Beanie Baby.
Dom's food. And you got these people being like...
You're right. The 50s, she would have been so much happier when she inevitably dies from constantly trying to manage an abusive relationship that she's trapped inside of with no way out and with no like career prospects or no autonomy, no independence whatsoever. So she just tries to self-medicate by going to a doctor who's like, yeah, you're a woman. Here's some Adderall and also whatever prescription heroin we can give you. And then she speedballs and kills herself. That would be a significantly better, albeit short-lived life for her in between getting beaten up by her husband. Adderall to lose weight, Quaaludes to you know, maintain the happy medium. That seems like a far better future for her or a far better past. Right? Beanie Babies in the chat.
We'll stop comparing the highest, most expensive markets to the lowest. And it's like, dude, there's a chart showing the average price of all McDonald's. And it's gone from like $1 for a cheeseburger to $4. I said $5, but I'm being hyperbolic. It's $3.89 or something. With taxes, you're spending like $4.20. So yeah, I mean, I understand why people are getting upset, but I'd just be willing to bet that a lot of people like this, if it was the 50s, they'd be like, I'm so unhappy because my husband does this and does that. They don't know what you got till it's gone. I'd be willing to bet. You asked this lady, would you be willing to be...
Do you think self-improvement is even possible in an alienated society and community? What self can even be defined as to further then improve it? And also, what trajectory is that improvement heading? What? Yes, dude. What the fuck are you talking? Read a book, dude. Read a book. Literally, any book. Maybe not like one of those bad books, though. Like not some racist Nazi shit. Keep yourself busy. You don't know what you got till it's gone. It's so funny. Yeah, dude. She would definitely...
be a stay-at-home wife. No career. Your husband's in charge of the finances outside the home. You're in charge of things inside the home. Would that be acceptable to you? You'll have kids. You'll have family. You'll have community. I'd imagine at this point she'd say yes. Community? I think a lot of women would say yes. And I think you've got in this modern society, this is, you know, women being told, you want to have a career, you have to be responsible for yourself. And there are a lot of, and this is, it's not unique to women, or I should say it's not only the fault of women.
Oh, good.
But it's also I'd say weak men. Our society in general.
Unlike Tim, a strong man and not a weak one. Yes, Tim Pool, the CEO of knowing what women want. Yeah, here, let me show you just a little clip, just a little quick one.
I do think it's crazy that I'm about to be 34 and I have no family because my dad had 2 kids by the time he was 27.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, you know what the problem is though? It's definitely not me. I think it's everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should have never shown this clip to the chatters. Oh no, we got extra Beanie Boys now. We got literally more Beanie Babies. Oh no, chat be like, damn, this guy Tim is cooking. No! Bro is the opposite of self-defeatist chatters. It's your fault. It's not for telling women in the chat and men in the chat, not just women, and the MBs, the Themperers as well, to be confident in themselves and not feel like they have to find someone instead of cooking like Tim. I know, my bad. Tim Pool is confident by your own logic. How does he not have a partner? First of all, what led you to believe that Mr. Beanie Indoors at all points is confident? What literally led you to believe that a man who doesn't just wear a beanie all the time, but also quite literally with a suit at a wedding, standing next to Roger Stone, is a confident man? You are mistaking Dunning-Kruger for confidence. Does this guy strike you as a confident person? If he was a confident person, do you think he would be that misogynistic? Do you think it's confident men that have this level of misogynistic attitude permeate through every orifice, even those you cannot see because they're hidden under the beanie? Or do you think it is a direct marker of insecurity?
Show us what's under the fucking cap,
people like Andrew Tate
Come
that
on,
portray
Tim.
themselves as alpha dogs. Not just
What's
AJ, but
in
like
the
all the
fucking
clones,
can?
all the people that constantly are presenting themselves as these like macho figures that consistently talk about how women ain't shit. How it's actually gay to women to be in a relationship with them, like unironic, without a shred of, a shred of irony. Do you think those guys are actually confident? If you consider that level of aesthetic posturing as people who are anything but greatly overcompensating losers, overcompensating for their own very deep insecurities, you might also not be able to recognize the insecurities that you might have. Fresh and Fit is another great example of this, showcasing once again that simply going to the gym is not going to make you a better person, nor a more confident one. All right, let's wrap this up with the last message that he has for men too.
A lot of, because my husband does. Would you be willing to be at state of the finances outside the home? You'll have community. I'd imagine at this point in this career, unique to women, or I should say, it's not only the fault of women.
Oh, good.
But it's also I'd say weak men.
Bro, I don't care, bro. I don't care. I don't care. Fucking take a week off, dude. Jesus Christ.
Our society in general is aflame. Right now, there are guys out there. These guys are average looking, and they are incels, involuntary celibate. For a while, we saw online, and hikikomori, Japan calls them. There was one interview that came up like 10 years ago. There was a guy saying that he was like an incel. And everyone's like, he's an average looking dude. He's like,
are we talking
there's nothing
about
wrong with him. He's
Japan
like a
or are we
normal-looking
talking
dude.
about America?
But he was like, I can't get a relationship, blah, blah, blah. You know, I think the challenge for this woman is...
Did you just want to say
feminism.
like a Japanese
In every
word?
facet.
Is
No,
Tim
way.
Pool
Telling guys
a
to not be
fucking
masculine.
weeaboo now?
Telling women
Like,
to be girl
what was
bosses.
that?
And I'll tell you what the end result is.
I mean, in many respects, Tim Pool is basically doing what Chat did too, which is like put a lot of extra baggage on her. She never said none of those things. Why are you making this shit up? You don't know what her perspective is. You have no idea what her framework is. Maybe she's right wing. You don't know that.
I'm not saying feminism in general is wrong or anything like that. I'm saying that
it's sort of
the
what
end
I'm
result in large numbers results in things like this. So what do you
Pause it
got?
for 1 second. I just like, I mean, like, there's so much. It's amazing.
Is there more? I want to hear more. Come on.
Come on! Oh my goodness, the skipping is crazy.
And that's really the barrier that Tim is dealing with.
Is
as a
there
still
more to the
single person
clip?
who's older than me, right? And then it's really it's gross.
Exactly, because every time.
And liberals, because they are not as about your personality, bro. That's really it.
And can we all? It is increased in.
Let's figure out the.
I'm sorry,
saying,
where's
I
the-
love
where's
Tim's
the
so cool.
15-minute
He
segments?
rides a skateboard.
Feminism
Whatever it is,
to be girl boss.
just absurd. Go ahead.
Not be masculine. Telling women to be girl bosses. And I'll tell you what the end result is. I'm not saying feminism in general is wrong or anything like that.
That's sort of what you're saying.
I'm saying that
It's
the end
wrong.
result in large numbers
In
results in
large
things
numbers.
like this. So what do you get? Women who prioritize career over family, and now at 33 are like, why can't I find a relationship? Well, you were 26 when you started looking. What happened? 26? Wow. I mean, you go...
Wow. 26. Just such an abnormal age, I guess, for Tim to look for a partner. It's very interesting that he did start the conversation by saying 18 is a good age to get married.
Hold on. Hold on. Okay, so this one is a gaming one, so I've got to put the fucking thing. And where is it? Right there, and then no, and then ooh, ooh. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Oh my goodness. Oh my so sleepy. Okay, that one's ready to go. All we gotta do is pick a time to what was the last week? This is the one, right? Right. Okay. Oh, okay. So this is gonna be. Wait, when is it? This one? I'm 17. I wish we were 17. Baby, you know that I missed you. I'll be with you. That's the issue. I wanna kiss you. My friend is here. Goodbye.